See if you can see me in this little box. I got my fresh COVID cut. This is how I'm feeling right now with my cut. Feeling like all right. All right. I got my COVID cut. I feel good, I feel fresh. I feel like me. Although I did get a cut before, this is how I usually get it this summer. So I wanted to cut it down. I'm gonna let it grow a little bit for the winter. But shout out to y'all for coming in, checking in, for rocking with me. You know what we doing. We on that frequency. Let's turn it up. If you have your frequency generator, you can rock with me. We riding at 33 hertz, that Christ consciousness. For those of you that are new, no, I don't. Um, I always try to prove myself. So let's just show you. Um, 33 hertz, right? So you can see that I'm really trying to upgrade the family. If you're in the building, type a comment. Let me know where you're from. Just type the state that you're from, where you are, where you at, where you be, who you be with. All right. Also, shout out to Pac, okay, 33 hertz. So you see what's going on, what I'm rocking with, where I'm taking y'all, Christ consciousness, okay? So whenever I put on the 33 hertz, it's the background frequency. Of course, you can't hear it, but my purpose is to raise the vibration and frequency on the planet. Okay. Greetings from the UK. Okay, great goodness. All right. Good, good. Glad to see y'all here in the building. All right. So we on that 33 hertz wave. We're gonna get into this Mercury retrograde. Not gonna This is not gonna be a long conversation that we're gonna have. I'm just going to kind of go into some things that you may know, may not know. First and foremost, I think we should start with today. Um, so let's see what's going on with today's horoscope. Okay, so we are in a waning crescent mood. Dalton Beach, what's going on, Emma? Yeah, y'all keep let me know where you're from, as you come in the building. Shout out to y'all. Um, Actually, this is how we're gonna start. Let's do this. What I want to do is, even though you're not gonna see this, I want to pour a libation from one cup, which has water, into this cup, which is empty. And the libation I'm going to pour is to all the righteous ancestors that are aiding us during this time, that are giving us answers, that are allowing us to open up and spin these chakras. Hopefully, you can hear this water pouring. Also, to the ancestor Prince, the ancestor Tupac, all the great Geminis that are helping us, all the righteous ancestors that are giving us downloads and uploads, all the ancestors that are helping the warrior class, the legal class, the creative class, the construction class, the protective class, all classes that are rising up, the horticulturists, the people that are in nature, right? Everyone that is helping us. So I say we pour out libations to them. Okay. Um, Happy birthday to the ancestor Pop. Okay, it's his day. So we definitely want to honor him. If you can, put some music on, let the brother know that you remember him, because you want someone to do that for you when you pass away. You will one day become an ancestor, right? You will one day leave this planet, and people will be thinking about you. People will have memories of you. So it matters what's going on. People will have memories about you. People will remember who you were. To Daytona Beach. Okay, all right. I wish I was there. Shoot, that's a nice place to be right now. Um, and people will want to honor you, depending on who you were, why you were alive, right? Depending on who you were, why you were alive. People will want to honor you. People want to know who you gave to the planet, what type of contribution, just like we do for Malcolm, just like we do for Martin, just like we do for Marcus Garvey, just like we do for, you know, um, who else can I think of? I can see it right now. Francis Cress Welsing, right? Just like we do for Noble Drew Ali, just like we do for Elijah Muhammad, Khalid Muhammad, all of our luminaries. Oh, okay. Sorry to hear that, Emma. I say to your cousin too. Word. And you could do this at home. Pour out libations. This is one of our ancestral rites. One of our things that we did on a religious basis, where we poured out libations for our ancestors to bring them in. Liquor, yes, liquor, the same thing, right? Pac even has a song called "Pour Out a Little Liquor." Okay, So you could pour that while you're pouring out libations. So definitely liquor, water, any sort of libations. Actually, I have something. I have a tree, um, like a couple of feet. I'm on the first floor of my building. So outside of my home, there's a tree to the right of me, right? So what I've been doing lately, someone poured some a tree can't take really soap and water from a car, it'll kill the tree. So some asshole did that, and I've been just kind of been doing some tree hugging at night, touching the tree. I communicate with the tree, I talk to the tree, and then believe it or not, I get insights back from that tree on how to move, how to position myself. Even to do this, like a year ago during this time, I would have been nervous and scared to death to do this. And people that know me will tell you that. Okay. So definitely there's growth. And I've just been kind of nurturing this tree back to life, and yesterday I looked at it and I'm like, oh shit, the ritual water for the ritual that I did, the love money ritual, I actually poured that on the tree, and I looked at it, I was like, oh, the tree is coming back to life. So I'm just gonna, keep pouring libations. This libation water I'm probably gonna pour on the tree, right? So again, this may seem, how do we say, in the hood we're not taught to do things like this, right? We call white people tree huggers, and people that are hippies and stuff like that tree huggers. We're not taught to do this, but that does not mean that it is not significant. And we're going to get into that with this Mercury retrograde, because Mercury retrograde specifically deals with primarily communication, right? Mercury is the planet closest to the sun, so the planet that gets the most light. So we'll get into that a little further. Let's just look into today. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Um, and shout out to y'all for being there. Also, secondly, thank you guys for the support, for the donations. Much appreciated, much love. Thank you for the messages, the emails. If are in the building and you can't donate, it's cool. Just hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, tell a friend, share a video. I think the work that I'm doing along with you guys' energy is helpful, and that's my purpose. I just want to help people grow, as I myself want to help, you know, as I myself want to grow, and I am a student and a teacher, so thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for sharing. I do see the subscription numbers coming up, and I want you guys to know it means the world to me. All right. Now, uh, as you guys saw, I did the read. Well, I'm gonna get into the reading. Let's get into this first and foremost. Detroit, what's up, Lady Noble? Detroit's in the building. Okay, it's cold in the D. That's what they say, right? But shout out to Detroit. I know that's one of the states. I've been to a couple of states, but I've never been to Detroit. So maybe one day, um, as long as I continue on this path, maybe someone will book me to speak out there or something like that. I would love to. That's one of the few states I haven't been to. So shout out to Detroit. All right, so let's get into this a little bit. So this is today. The moon's in Taurus. Okay, so just reading down here. With the moon in Taurus, we are motivated by the desire for serenity, security, peace, and comfort. Okay, the moon is very most. The moon is very most sensual. Okay, that's not really worded right, but the moon is very sensual and constant in Taurus. You may feel like you want to relax, resist change, and stop to follow the rules. Life slows down a little bit, and we get comfortable. Now, materialism. Okay, this waning crescent moon. Yesterday, I was like exceptionally drained for whatever reason. Like, I went to bed relatively early for myself. I'm a night owl, so sometimes I do stay up late. But I went to bed relatively early, and then yesterday, like, I drank some tea, and then I just kind of crashed most of the day. So it's very interesting. So this whole thing where it talks about life slowing down a little, you may be feeling that. You may be feeling drained. You may be feeling a little lethargic. There's a lot of energy, especially with these planets. Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, all in retrograde right now. Now Mercury is coming in. So a lot of energy is at play. Then we're gonna have a lunar eclipse on Sunday. We got Trump on Saturday. Juneteenth on Friday in Tulsa. Trump on Tulsa and Saturday. Then the solar eclipse on Sunday, right? And Mercury coming into play tomorrow. So there's a lot of energy in the air. So if you feel a bit overwhelmed, don't feel bad. Take your naps, take your rest. Don't overwork yourself. If you need to take a day off from work, take it. If you need to take 2 days off from work, take it and fuck them. All right. Right now, it's all Black Lives Matter. So if you're black, the likelihood of you finding a job is supremely high. This is the energy. This is the era that the whole world, not just America, but the whole world is on. So don't beat yourself up over these jobs. Don't kill yourself over these jobs. If this is something you're passionate about, even so, still take your time. All right. Still take a day off. I know there's some people who haven't taken a day off since the whole corona hit. Bless y'all hearts. I don't know how you did it. All right. With all these things, the riots, the corona, the destruction, the scares. How did you do it every day? Bless you, but bless you if you are essential and if you held it down. But definitely take a day if you need it. Take 2 days if you need them. Recharge yourself, rebuild yourself. Okay, so it says also we may be inclined to stubbornness and materialism. So you may not want to move. You may be in a spendthrift motion. So be careful. Guard your currency around this times. Don't just be wasting money buying bullshit. It's very tempting when there's nothing to do. There's no outlets for you to just go. Even myself, go on Amazon or go on this website or go buy some shoes or something like that. You definitely want to cling to your money as much as possible. I'm okay starting a business. Yeah, that's what you're really supposed to do, right? And we're going to get into that shortly. But you don't want to be too materialistic around this time. You have to realize that this world that we live in and these structures that we have been secured or felt that we've been secured in are crumbling. Okay, Babylon, as my brethren them say, Babylon I burn. All right, fire upon Babylon. All right, so this shit is going down. Okay, it's obvious to anyone with a third eye open. Okay, this is going down. You could see that everything that we've known to be true is crumbling. What they tell us, murder hornets, and everybody's going to die with the corona, and you know, all type of things, and martial law was coming, and all type of things, predictive predictions that the people are putting in the air, and nothing that people are putting in the air has happened. There's no martial law, right? Even the woke people were screaming conscious martial law. There's no martial law. And I'm not saying it won't happen in the future, but there's none one that people were saying was going to happen after the riots. That didn't happen. Or the purge, I call it, right? And there's also no, I don't see any murder hornets, right? So we got to be careful of what we take in. We got to be careful of the articles that we share. We got to be careful of us predicting futures that don't coexist with the realities that we want. Okay, very important. Again, we're going into Mercury retrograde. Mercury is all about communication, it's all about talking. And communication is not always verbal. There's physical communication, there's also energetic communication. Do you know when you are next to someone or someone is next to you that your DNA and their DNA contain a matching electrical charge? That's the whole 6 feet thing, that they're talking about is you not being basically interacting with someone's aura or interacting with someone's electromagnetic field. So that's the whole 6 feet that they're talking about. So the closer you are to someone, you and their DNA syncs up. It's kind of like when two women are living together and their cycles, right? When they start to have their periods, they sync around each other a lot. Their periods sync. That is a replication of the DNA when you are around somebody over time. So even though you may think, oh, the person that is a friend of me, hater that you hang out with because they're cool, but they hate on you. The family member that you have around you just because they're family. And be careful with that word family. Once you hit a certain age, you are supposed to determine your own family. Okay, you pick your family. You pick the people that are part of your soul tribe. Now, once you're an adult, you pick your tribe. It's no longer about the immediate family that you have left behind. In the Bible, Jesus says a prophet is never. He says something. They say something about a prophet is never known in his hometown. Okay, question. Good question, Ebony. That's no. Okay, I'm not. So the typical American. That's a good question. The typical Mercury retrograde statement is that you're not supposed to buy new homes, you're not supposed to move, you're not supposed to sign contracts, blah, 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 blah. I know people who bought homes during Mercury retrograde, perfectly fine. I know people who started new relationships during Mercury retrograde, perfectly fine. I know people who signed contracts, XYZ, ZYX. Um, and we'll get into Mercury grade, but Mercury retrograde soon. But yes, you are not supposed to if you think you're not supposed to. If you are, if you have a feeling that you're doing something and doesn't feel right, right? This is tapping into your intuition. This is tapping into your gut, right? That the storehouse of your chi, the storehouse of your energy, the storehouse of your emotions is your gut, your abdomen. The ab is the heart, what the Cometians call the heart. Abdomen. So your abdomen is your heart domain. It generates your frequency and your energy. This is why diet is so important. But to answer your question directly, yes, you can do all those things during Mercury retrograde. And I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to show you the way to do it and the way to ride the wave. Because Mercury retrograde isn't necessarily bad. Mercury retrograde is just a cycle. All right. It's just like a tidal wave. Some people could surf tidal waves. Some people can't surf tidal waves, right? Some people could surf regular waves. Some people can't surf a wave at all. All right. But my goal is to show you guys how to surf waves, surf planetary waves. And by waves, I mean frequencies, I mean vibrations that occur when the aura or the electromagnetic field of the planet interacts with the aura or electromagnetic field of the Earth. How many people told you that the Earth has an aura? The aura is the electromagnetic field, okay? Which is actually weakening. So if last eclipse, lunar eclipse, which is going to be way weaker than the solar eclipse, but the lunar eclipse, if you felt jittery, if you felt nervous, if you felt antsy, if you couldn't sleep, wait till Thursday, okay? Wait till Friday, okay? Wait till Saturday, okay? That's going to be, you're going to feel double what you felt during that last lunar eclipse. And if you paid attention, you know what was going on that last lunar eclipse. Things were going crazy. That's when the riots were intensity. Okay. Yes. Wave, frequency, and water consciousness. Exactly. Okay. So yes, good. And frequency again is what you do frequently. A vibration, everybody has a vibration. A rock has a vibration. A stick of celery has a vibration, right? But how you generate a frequency is by doing things over and over and over and over again. It's just like walking, okay? The frequency of you learning how to walk when you were a baby, you had to walk over and over and over again. And you fell and you fell and you fell, and eventually you know how to walk. And once you manage the frequency of walking, right, that vibration of you trying to walk turned into a frequency, and you were able to walk subconsciously. Now you walk, you don't even think about it. And eventually you start to run and you don't even think about it. When you first start running though, it's not necessarily difficult because it's something innate, but you are moving the body. So you may feel pain as a kid. You probably don't remember, but you may feel pain because you're using different muscles. So now running becomes part of your subconscious as well. So now you run no problem, you walk no problem, right? But first you were crawling and you were drooling on your mama's titty, right? If you were breastfed. So frequency is based on what you do frequently. The more frequent you engage in a certain vibration, the more that vibration now becomes a magnetic force or a magnetic pull because you're electromagnetic, and you start to draw in things that will help you ascend in life. All right, let's get back into this. Good question though. Patience, diligence, perseverance, and practicality are on the increase. The moon in Taurus favors occupations which demand prolonged and persistent effort, but is also good for complete rest and comfort and coziness. It is best to avoid undertaking anything which requires quickness, decisiveness, and quick-wittedness. Okay, so definitely is not the time to make rash decisions. Okay, quickness, decisiveness. So you don't want to make a rash decision. You don't want to make a quick decision. You want these decisions to be thought out. You want these decisions to be something that you wrote down, something that you mapped out, something that you looked at the pros and the cons. And it's also going to be one of the exercises that I'm going to give you when we go into this. Okay, and this is just today's energy. And it's going to be going for, let's see, so till the 18th into Gemini. All right, and we'll tap that when we get into Gemini on the 18th. We'll touch back on that. But for time, we won't get into that now. So for the next couple of days, this is the energy. The moon in Taurus favors occupations which demand prolonged and persistent effort, but is also good for complete rest and comfort and coziness. Okay. So again, we're dealing with yin yang. We're dealing with the scale, right? We're dealing with Thanos when he was talking about balance, We're dealing with right and left. We're dealing with sunshine and darkness. We're dealing with day and night, right? We're dealing with water and fire. We're dealing with earth and what's this? Water, fire, earth, and air, right? So we're dealing with balances, opposites, but balance. So again, trust your intuition, trust what you feel, trust the senses that you have, and trust in yourself, trust in your guts. And the more you overcome obstacles in your life, whatever they are, the more you build up your intuition and the more you build up your spiritual power. Sure, what's going on? Peace to you. The more you build up your spiritual power. Okay. So all right, so it's best to enjoy. It's best so. All right, anything which requires Javian, I say it's best to employ. So avoid undertaking anything which requires quickness, decisiveness, and quick witness. Okay, this moon generally favors financial activities, applying for a loan, beginning a potentially long-term relationship, music, and home decorations. Okay, so this is for today, but it's for last for 2 days. So Mercury retrograde starts tomorrow, so it's also going into that. So this is today. Let's look at the Moon Phases app, which I showed y'all. You could download this if you saw that video. Um, Very good app. Okay. So this is today, but what we want to look at is not that. We want to look at is okay. So this is sidereal astrology. Sidereal astrology and Vedic astrology is much different than Western astrology. What I like to do is I like to do both. This app is Moon Phases. Hold up, let me pull it because I think I gave y'all the wrong name of it last time. So pardon me on that. I'm gonna show you right now. Get your screenshot ready. This is it. Okay, right here. Moon Phases, Moon Phase calendar. All right. So screenshot that. You could download it. It is absolutely free, from what I remember. I don't think I paid anything for that. And there's also a moon app, just a regular moon app. Both of them just tell me, this app is just basically to alert me when there's full moons, new moons, equinoxes, stuff like that. Pops up a notification on my phone. But moon phase is what we are doing. Okay. So um we are till today, we are in Aries, okay? Even though it said the moon is in Taurus, but sidereal says Aries, okay? But who cares? The reason we don't care is because Aries is the same type of energy. It's the same type of bullish, ramish, aggressive energy that a Taurus would be. So we could also look at Aries. If you want to deep dive, you could go look at the Aries horoscope and see what's going on in Aries, right? See what Aries signifies. For time, I won't do that, but I also want to show you Vedic astrology or sidereal astrology is Eastern astrology. What I just showed you is Western astrology. But again, I look at both, right? I use both because I ain't live in the West, right? But I also want to be influenced by the East as well. So I look at both and I say, okay, this makes sense for me. This makes sense for me. Maybe this doesn't make sense for me. Maybe that doesn't make sense for me, right? Taking everything that you see in life, including people, are like trees. I look at people, things, experiences like trees. I don't agree with everything Dr. Umar says, for instance, right? I don't agree with everything young Pharaoh says, for instance, right? I don't agree with everything anybody says, including probably my best master teacher, which was Ra'u Nefer Amen, right? Ra'u Nefer Amen the first, Shechem or Shechem. As far as teachings, I love that man to death, love him. But I don't listen to everything he says either, right? I get things from Gerald Massey. I get things from Anthony T. Browder when it comes to studying Kemet, right? I don't just listen to everything he says. So I look at everyone, every experience, just like I look at a tree. Some trees have good fruit, And even on that same tree, there's bad fruit. So what I do is I pick the good fruit from the tree that benefits me, and I leave the rest there. If it doesn't benefit me, I don't indulge in it, but I take what benefits me and utilize it to the fullest. And doing that keeps you from being a follower. Okay, when you do that, you're not disappointed if your leader, quote unquote, you know, calls the woman that was feeding him and eating him, a maggot, right? Or if you see your leader, begging for donations, looking sloppy in the streets, right? You're not disappointed because you got what you needed from him, and you didn't follow a man. You didn't follow a human. You followed your intuition, and you got the information that you needed from the person without being a follower of the person. And that is key. Okay? So trees, look at things like trees. Look at there's certain times. Look, I am not this pious, perfect, seeking perfection human. I engage in my light. I engage in my darkness. So if I want to watch some ratchet shit, I'm gonna watch it. But I know that it's junk food. I know that it's junk food. Um, when I was watching the other day, Space Force, right? I didn't get nothing from watching Space Force. There's no nutritional value, right? It's like eating a bag of chips. Right? But at that point, I just want to watch something to relax and laugh. That's the balance. I might watch some, boxing or something violence or shit. Even put on a porno, right? Keeping it real, okay? That's me indulging in that part, that junk food, that balance, that, not so pious and not so rigid that I am not flexible. Bruce Lee said, be like water. Okay. So again, everything in life is a tree. There's good fruit, there's bad fruit. You pick from the tree what is going to help you. Now, if you're watching porno, I'm just using porn as an example. If you're watching porn, 3, 4, 5 times a day, that is not being balanced. You're overindulging. If I'm watching fight videos, 10 times a day, that's not being balanced. If I'm looking at tea and gossip, every day I heard about what B. Simone is doing or what Drew Brees is doing or what, whatever popular news story is out there that deals with gossip. It deals with gossip, right? Be entertained for a minute, but then it's back to the study. It's back to this meditation. It's back to this self development. It's back to getting myself right. It's back to creating these lives for y'all, right? It's back to having this information for y'all, so forth and so on. Okay. So, sidereal basically is Eastern, and Western astrology is what I just showed you. So, this is today. We're going to be in Aries tomorrow again when Mercury goes retrograde. All right. So, that is where the moon is. The moon is in Aries. You can see right there, that's the moon. So, we're going to show you where the sun is. Okay. So the sun is still in Gemini. If you notice, it just went in Gemini today. According to sidereal astrology. All other days it was in Taurus, right? And if you think about what's happened, this week and this week, it was some goddamn Taurus energy, all right? This was purge week. Okay? This was purge week. So you see that okay, so there's some truth to this as well. Even though they said we were in Gemini, the Western, which you could see Gemini influence, but you could also see Taurus influence for sure. Look at them horns, okay? So we're going into Gemini according to sidereal. So dealing with balance. Also, interesting enough, on the 21st, which is the solar eclipse. And again, like I said, we'll deep dive into that when we get close to there. But it's also in Gemini. The moon's in Gemini and the sun's in Gemini. Okay. Very interesting times. Okay. Very, very, very interesting times. So Gemini is all about balance. Okay. I just showed you kind of how to balance life without even realizing I was going to talk about this. This just kind of came naturally. I say to the ancestors. Okay. Now that we've covered that, what I want to get into next is let's delete that. Get out of here. Okay. Shout out to the god Ice Cube. I didn't really want to show y'all all my shit, but shout out to the god Ice Cube. Okay. This is my Instagram. You can follow my Instagram. And Ice Cube has been on Twitter. If you've had follow Ice Cube on Twitter, he has been dropping some serious knowledge. Okay, he has been exposing stuff. He's been talking about the Jews. He's been talking about the cube of Saturn. Right. He's been talking about just just been going off. Right. He's been going off. I love this. He said, "Yo, surveillance footage shows hundreds of looters breaking into a Florida Walmart, stealing more than $100,000 worth of merchandise." Okay. Cube, no arrests, and I'll cover the 100,000, 100K deal. Okay. This is God talk right here. All right. This is not, I don't see no celebrity, other celebrity doing this stuff. I don't see no celebrity talking the way Cube is. And yes, Mr. Real Estate, another Gemini. Okay. Yes, Ezekiel, solar eclipse on Father's Day. That is correct. Father's Day is when I brought my firstborn home. It was a every time I think of Father's Day, it's a very significant day for me because I always think that's the day I took my daughters home from the hospital. And I remember it was raining when I brought her home those 2 days. No, it was raining the 2 days prior. She was born on a Thursday. She was in the hospital Friday. No, born on a Friday. She was in the hospital Friday night, Saturday, and then I took her home. Me and my daughter's mother took her home that Sunday. And I remember that Sunday it was just sunny and bright, and the rain cleared up, and it was just a beautiful day, man. So that day is always significant for me. But yeah, that winter solstice. Summer solstice on the 21st. It's also on Father's Day and then post Trump. Okay, so you can look at the reading that I did earlier on the Trump rally and what's going to happen and the significance of it. It's going to be a very emotional time, very emotional. And a lot of people are going to be up in arms. It's going to be a very volatile time as well. Okay, but we want to cover Cube because Cube is doing the work. Give him my I say. Think about him favorably. Just cover him in prayer and words and ideas and thoughts. Okay. Oh yeah, Trump. Okay, Trump's a Gemini. Ooh, okay. So that's even worse. That's even worse. Not for us, but Trump. Okay. But Trump, as we discussed, Trump is a Nazi. All right. Go back and look at the old videos. Trump is a Nazi. All right. It's clear evidence. I put evidence out there. Now, Trump has been looking very frail lately in the news. Okay, you saw him with that water bottle. We discussed that last week. And again, this is a double Gemini in Trump's. Okay, his birthday was this Sunday. Okay, all right. So yeah, Trump got some. He got some reckoning. Okay, he got some reckoning. And I also feel like with Mr. Trump, there's also going to be a significant event that's going to happen to him this year. Let's just say that, and it won't be an event that will have him lasting long. And I'm speaking in code, but I know y'all that follow me know what I'm talking about. All right. So don't worry about Trump. Don't fear Trump. Trump can't stop the time, like Bob Marley said. None of them can stop the time. This is astrological. This is the stars. This is the cosmos. This is he's not going to complete. That's my prediction. I'm stand on it. He ain't going to make it. Okay. And there's going to be significant events that are going to weaken him because the ancestors are in control. This is all cosmic, okay, all cosmic, and just watch the events played out. Again, well, I'm looking at this from a third eye view. I'm looking at this from a third eye view. So let's go into um, the Mercury retrograde exactly. Okay, so I just want to touch that. And oh, let me talk before I even get into the Mercury retrograde. I'm gonna play this real quick. This is Mr. Trump, and the reason I'm gonna play this. Hold on. The reason I'm gonna play this is this. Now, there's a big obscure his face. All right, there's a big push on social media with people that are on these 4chan sites, people that are on these Reddit blogs, people are on scooping, deep diving. Shout out to them and shout out to all the deep divers, okay? The people that are doing heavy research, people that don't see things for what they are on the surface, and people that want to know more and people want to research. What I will tell you is be careful with your conspiracy theories. Be careful with tapping into all these conspiracies, okay? When I'm going to play this video, and this is really the video that has a lot of black people that are on Trump's side right now. A lot of black people are picking sides, they're picking Trump's side. Again, like I said, I'm not on Trump's side, I'm not on Biden's side. On the side of truth, justice, I'm on the side of I. Okay, that's the side I'm on. I'm on the side of my I, balance. Okay, That's the side I'm on. Whatever is needed at the time, if violence is needed at the time, I'm for violence. Like Cersei said in Game of Thrones. When the religious people came up to her and they was like, yo, we're gonna take you, you gotta speak to the high system, or there's gonna be violence. Cersei said, I choose violence. Okay? Because violence was needed at that time for them to get the fuck up off of her and stop bothering her. And there's a time for peace. There's a time where there's not needed to violence. There's a time to walk away. There's a time to forego the battle so you could win the war. And that's also applicable in your relationships. You know, sometimes you might be nagging somebody about this little shit and be stressed out about something small, right? And it's really has nothing to do with anything, right? It's really you just beefing. You might have something to happen at work. You might have something to happen with the kids. You might have something that's someplace else. And now you're taking it out on your significant other or your partner, your boyfriend or girlfriend, wife, husband, whatever you do, right? But you have to be aware that the person that you're taking this energy out on, you know, what are you doing to them? How are you damaging them? So you have to be on point, okay? So I say all this to say that when you're on these websites, when you're doing this type of conspiracy theory, be careful, because because so much of it, I had to deep dive into it myself, right? And I'm diving into it, and all I see on these 4chan sites and these Reddit blogs is anti-Obama, pro-Trump, anti-Obama, pro-Trump. And this speech is the main reason why people are pro-Trump. But I'm going to assassinate this speech right here. Okay, this is the big speech why people say they're pro-Trump. People say, now, you all may know about adrenochrome already, how the elites basically scare children, right? One of the things that was happening on Epstein Island, and basically they take the adrenochrome and use it as a youth serum. Okay, it's a fact. There's the call log, you know, just type in the call log, Epstein call log. I will never put it on YouTube, but you could look that up for yourself. And you'll see all the famous celebrities, all the people that were on that call log, and all the people that were traveling. So adrenochrome is real, okay? QAnon I'm a little skeptical about QAnon, I'm not going to lie, because QAnon is tied to Trump. And they say QAnon is tied to the deep state and all that. A lot of these conspiracy theories are designed to throw you off. Remember, I always say in the Matrix Revolutions, when he met the Oracle, there's a scene in the Matrix when he fought all those people. Actually, it's the Matrix Revolutions. When he fought all those agents in the courtyard, and then he met with the Oracle. And the Oracle told him that there were programs running over other programs. Okay, programs running programs. Right now, I am on a program, but I am running my video app. I'm running a program over a program. I'm going live, but I'm just going to play a video. So I'm running a program over programs. The same thing. So when you look at these conspiracy theories, you have to realize that there is an agenda on that side as well. And the agenda is to make, I've seen a lot of people that I thought were spiritual and thought were righteous are going pro-Trump. I'm like, why are you going pro-Trump around? So I deep dive. I said, oh, this is why you're going pro-Trump. Okay, because of this speech. But again, let's play the speech, and, you know, we're going to decode it.
Exists for only one reason: to protect and enrich itself.
Let me bring it back. This ain't the beginning.
The establishment has trillions of dollars.
Let it play for you.
Establishment will not do no lie that they won't tell to hold their prestige and power at your expense. And that's what's been happening.
Listen to what he's saying.
The Washington establishment and the financial and media corporations that fund it exist for only one reason: to protect and enrich itself. The establishment has trillions of dollars at stake in this election. As an example, just one single trade deal they'd like to pass involves trillions of dollars controlled by many countries, corporations, and lobbyists. For those who control the levers of power in Washington, and for the global special interest, they partner with these people that don't have your good in mind. Our campaign represents a true existential threat.
Let it play for you.
Oh, sure. I'd like to stop it.
They partner with these people that don't have your good in mind. Our campaign represents a true existential threat.
Okay, so let's go back to the Avengers, right? The Avengers Civil War, right? Where I showed you, well, they deleted that video because I used some Avengers, I used some of their film, right? But they deleted that video. But I have a other Avengers Endgame video where I kind of broke down the characters. So if you look at it, you can understand. But I showed you in the Avengers Civil War in the beginning where they had the COVID, right? The whole thing was about them getting the COVID, right? And they brought the COVID to the government. But my other part of this is what he's saying in this video is that he is different from the original establishment. And what he is saying is that I am not part of the British monarchy, right? I am not running with the elites scam. I am not running with what they are trying to present to us. I am not part of that. He is saying that I am a neo-Nazi. Remember, in the movie Avengers, in Captain America, the whole thing was battling Hydra, who existed in the government, who was in the government, who was cloaked behind the government. Hydra were Nazis, but Hydra was part of the government. Now, if you study Trump's granddaddy, you will understand that his great grandfather was a Nazi, right? Was a Nazi that came here in America and was operating as a Nazi. Right? The family's name was Drumpf, Drupmh. Okay, don't believe me. Look it up on your own. Okay, this is all verifiable. This is an easy Google. All right. So Trump was Drumpf. So his family came from Germany. They were Nazis. Okay, he still has that in his blood, and he is still carrying on that legacy. Now he's related to all the other presidents, yes, but his Nazi agenda is not the same agenda that the global elites have. Remember, Hydra infiltrated the government. So everyone that's in the government is not Nazi, but he is. So this is why he's saying, and this is before he became president, but this is why he's saying that he is separate. Not because he's the motherfucking hero for you niggas. Okay?
Like they haven't seen before. This is not simply another four-year election. This is a crossroads in the history of our civilization that will determine whether or not we, the people, reclaim control over our government. The political establishment.
Now, look at this bullshit. Look at this. This is propaganda, but this is right-wing propaganda. This is the shit that's on these websites, these Reddits, these QNs. This is what they think when they think that, oh, he's against the child, the people. He's on the Epstein plane too. Okay, check the call log, check the pictures. He's with Epstein too. But they're trying to say, oh, he's trying to drain the swamp because of this street. He knows the system is corrupt. This is what MAG is about. No, it's not. He's corrupt too. He's neo-Nazi. He's Hitler reincarnated. Go back to my other videos. I showed you what he did on the St. Charles Church. I showed you how he had Hitler's Bible. Okay? So this is, again, propaganda on the other side. Don't get so caught up in the conspiracy to not really see what's going on. All right? Third eye view. Let's go.
That is trying to stop us is the same group responsible for our disastrous trade deals, massive illegal immigration, and economic and foreign policies that have bled our country dry. For them, it's war. And for them, nothing at all is out of bounds. This is a struggle for the survival of our nation. Believe me. This election will determine whether we're a free nation.
Now, okay, they're causing riots and separation, conflict and distraction. No, this is the time that we are in. Any notable astrologer will tell you prior to 20, who broke down 2020 to a T, okay, to a T. And everything that he predicted, this was in December. If you go on my Facebook page, he predicted that all these events were going to happen as they are. And they have. And even if you study human design, I forgot the guy's name. His name is Ra-Ur or something. But he predicted that the black people would rise up. Okay, we are part of the water tribe. So What's happening is not they're causing riots and separation, conflict, and distraction because people are more united than ever before. People are more united than ever before of all races and colors. How many countries came through and protested? How many cities had a protest? All 50. Never in history have I seen that happen, and never in history, according to my studies, have I seen that even when Martin Luther King died. Thing is mystical. Okay, is it a ritual? Yes, but a ritual for your ass, for the people that are, and not just black people, but for anyone who has suffered, anyone who is indigenous, anyone who is at the bottom, anyone who is oppressed by the system, including poor whites, because poor whites really, and again, they're just a victim of mind control too. Because like Lyndon B. Johnson said, if I tell a white man that he's better than a black man, I will control the treasury. He said something like, I will control the treasury, I'll control these people forever. Right? So they're under a same process of mind control. Are they a little more susceptible because they lack melanin, that connection to the sun, or they lack a high degree of melanin? Of course. But again, we are all avatars in this body. Thank you, great goddess. Yes, appreciate the cash apps. Thank you so much for that. And so again, so they're not causing. So they're trying to say he's a hero. They're causing riots and the separation. No, look out. Look at what happened. Okay, look at these marches. Look at everybody of all cultures together. Look worldwide. Okay, look at who's in it. All people, all cultures. People are fed up in particular, and plus they put this whole scamdemic of COVID out there. All right, so anything to get Trump out of their wicked way. Trump does not fuck with black people. He may have him entertain him. You may see him with pictures of Snoop Dogg and all these people, but that's all business. That's all to keep himself. One thing that is smart and that you can learn from Trump, again, there you go on his trees, is marketing and promotion. One thing about Trump is even if he's wrong, he's right. Okay. One thing about Trump is he knows how to get himself in a news cycle. And another thing about Trump is he knows how to trigger motherfuckers' emotions. Okay. So that all the attention that goes to him. Remember, attention is currency. Okay. We live in an attention economy where people go viral and get rich. So whatever you give your attention to, you're giving energy to. So if you see Trump on your TV and you get stressed, or if you see Trump out there and you're upset, guess what? You just gave Trump some of your energy. Straight up. I look at Trump like a clown. I look at Trump like an entertainment piece. I look at Trump like a fool on a tarot card. Whenever I see Trump, I just see a little boy. A little boy, a little privileged white boy that's just came out the crib. You know what I'm saying? Little privileged white boy just came out the crib, arrogant. He is like, if you watch Game of Thrones, to me, he's a King Joffrey. He's a King Joffrey, for real. So all this to get Trump out of their way, no, this is propaganda, okay? And again, use your own eyes. Like, come on.
Whether we have only the illusion of democracy, but are in fact controlled by a small handful of global
Not even the
special
Joker.
interests rigging the system, and our system is rigged.
The Joker's more intelligent to me than Trump, for real.
This is reality. You know it, they know it, I know it, and pretty much the whole world.
The first president to say the system is rigged, okay? More propaganda. Don't forget he was a civilian too. Trump got a multi-million-dollar loan from his father to start a business. When the fuck was he ever a civilian? When did he ever touch poverty? His father was a real estate tycoon as well. Say, my life wasn't no crystal stair. His life was crystal stairs all along. King Joffrey, okay? So, again, don't forget, he was civilian too. All bullshit, all right? The first president to say the system is rigged, of course he's going to say the system is rigged because he has his own agenda, okay?
The establishment and their media enablers wield control over this nation through means that are very well known. Race,
Mr. Real Estate, the goal is the same goal as the Nazis. Okay? It's the same goal as the Nazis. That's the motherfucking goal. That's why it's anti-immigration, anti-this. It's the same Nazi goal. Okay? Study the Nazis, study Hitler, and you'll see what his goal is.
And morally deformed. They will attack you. They will slander you. They will seek to destroy your career and your family. They will seek to destroy everything about you, including your reputation. They will lie, 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 and then again, they will do worse than that.
Which is
They
true.
will do whatever is necessary.
Which is true. Now, remember, whenever someone, they always tell you the truth. Okay? There's never been a con man in history, including the preacher, including the pastor, including the priest, whoever you follow, that has conned you, that has misled you, including the narcissist, including the girl that manipulated you out your money, including the guy that manipulated you out your drawers, charismatic. They all tell the truth at some point, which is what he's doing. He's telling the truth about what he's saying right now, but that doesn't mean that he's not lying to you.
Criminals, remember that.
That's a
They're
fact.
criminals.
That's a fact.
Our great civilization, here in America and across the civilized world, has come upon a moment of reckoning. We've seen it in the United Kingdom, where they voted to liberate themselves from global government and global trade deals and global immigration deals that have destroyed their sovereignty.
Now, the way he says immigration with such disgust, right? We are people that are universal. We all share the same air. Why are you so offended by immigration? Why are you so afraid? No, this is prior to his immigration. Yes, he's just a pale-faced Obama. That's it. Obama. See, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna offend some of y'all, but I'm gonna tell you the truth, as I always will. They're all related. They're all related. And I think a 12-year-old girl or a 10-year-old, 11-year-old girl did this map where she showed how all the presidents are related to each other, and it goes back to Janet Platanet. I'm going to pronounce it wrong, but it's the Plantagenet family in England, and this is where the original royal family in England were the Moors. They were black people. This is, and again, deep dive, you'll see that. And then, of course, during conquest and war, white people came into it. Just like the original Jews were black, which is why they call Semites. Just like the original Hebrews were black, just like the original, so forth and so on. But this is a video you could pull up online. I don't want them to freeze my. Let me go back into. So let's get into Mercury retrograde. So I just showed you this to show you that when you're deep diving, when you're doing your research, don't get caught up, because basically these 4chan, these regics, this QN talk is basically anti-Obama, pro-Trump up the swamp. Trump is not like them. Trump is not like the other presidents. Well, of course he's not, because he has a totally fucking different agenda. And the agenda is to put motherfuckers back into slavery in some way, shape, or form. Right? And it's not going to be the type of slavery where you're in physical chains, but it is the same slavery that's been going on since we've been out of his mental slavery. Okay? He don't give a fuck about nobody but himself and the people that support, and the rich people, not just people that support him, because he don't give a fuck about his supporters. The rich people, the elites, right? And not necessarily the elites that are on the other side of the table, but the elites that are backing him, the real shadow government, the real government behind the scenes. Trump would not get elected if he was not part of an agenda, okay? So his agenda is not going to really play until times pass. Financial slavery, yep, debt, okay? Another way to trap you, okay? And yes, the stock market has been, and to be honest, the stock market has been great since Trump has been in office, okay? And particularly because he espouses capitalism overall and white supremacy, right? We've seen it with him not wanting to hang up Obama's poster. We've seen it with the way he talked about Obama. With the way that even the other day, he was asked about Abraham Lincoln, and he was like, Aunt Abe kind of made some mistakes, and he didn't really get into depth, but he's talking about him passing the law, the Emancipation Proclamation. So for black people to think that Trump likes them or Trump is on their side because of propaganda like this, you're a fucking fool. Okay? Rob Blackstone said so. I'm trying to tell you what to think. I'm not trying to tell you what to look at, but I am trying to tell you that a lot of times people getting bamboozled out here. Okay? And they don't really know why or what they're doing. Damn, I lost my Mercury retrograde article. Okay. Shit. It looks like I did. Well, I'll be. All right. So that's okay. We're just going to pull up one. Yep. Exactly. And yep, exactly, Mr. Real Estate. We were deprogrammed because everyone had the time to sit back and look at everything the way it is. Okay, let's see. Mercury retrograde. Let's look at this. Let's see what they're talking about in this article. This isn't the article I had loaded, but let's look at this. Okay. So Mercury, before I even get into this, Mercury is going into Cancer. Okay. So Mercury is retrograde in Cancer. The last time this Mercury retrograde happened, where it was in Cancer, was in June the 21st of 2001. Okay. And it goes also another um and June 21st is the solstice, okay, as well. So that's the last time it was in Cancer. Okay. Also, the interest and that was also in 2001. So the interesting thing about those two dates is in 2001, what happened? 9/11 happened shortly after these two eclipses. 9/11 happened. Okay. So 9/11 changed everything. It changed the way we fly. It changed the way we communicate with the Patriot Act, right? Everything's being spied on. We got Amazon in our homes. Some people got, those Amazon devices where they listen to everything. I'm not telling you what to do. I don't know why you would want something like that in your home where literally they gathering all the information about you and just hear anything that you're talking about, and they filter you and send you ads on the internet and send you ads every place. And they're probably using these frequencies in those fucking devices, just the way I'm using frequency to uplift you. They're probably using frequencies to lower your vibration and lower your frequency. And the interest, so 9/11 happened. So again, and we're going into the same thing. There's going to be another eclipse, July 5th. And yeah, there's going to be a lunar eclipse and it's going to be in Capricorn again. So again, Babylon is falling. The foundations are changing, big time change. And Pluto also returns in 2022. That's also going to be a big change. Okay. And the interesting thing is Mars goes into Aries on aggressive energy. So that's going to be interesting. Okay, with Mercury retrograde, communication, and Mars, aggressiveness, war life, and Aries, again, another aggressive. So it's going to be an interesting time depending on what Trump says on the 21st of the 20th of this week. Okay, so stay tuned, and stay above. More than the statistics have dropped 50%, over 50%, right? So this shit is a scam. So any article that you see about Corona, hold on, matter of fact, let's pull it up. Let's see if we can pull that up. I had it. Oh, another thing I want to show y'all. I've been talking about solar flares lately. So I had this up for y'all just to show you. Okay, on 5/29. These are top 50 solar flares of the year 2020. Okay, so I've told you about solar flares again in the Carrington event of 1859. Something you could Google, look back at the old videos. And so these are the days, right? 6/7. Boom, that's a big number. Okay, it's 2765. All right, these numbers just represents intensity, or region. I'm sorry, of the sun. And these are the times, the dates. Okay, and then I'm going to show you. So these are the dates with these solar flares were popping. All right. And you guys know a cyber attack that messed the phones up. You couldn't talk yesterday. You couldn't call during certain times of the day. It was very jammed up. I don't think it was a cyber solar flare that hit and fucked up them satellites. Okay. Yeah. Every Metro, T-Mobile, Sprint, Verizon, all of them, all of them, all of them. And that's directly. Do I say that? And I don't see it charted. That yesterday was charted here, but keep in mind those days are going to continue happening, and this is all due to the energy from the sun's corona. Ironically, it's called coronavirus, or are called coronal mass ejections. Okay, so let's see. So all right, so let's go back. Okay, this is not the article I wanted, but let's look at this. Okay, this is a busy week coming up. Blah, 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 blah. All right, Mercury over the past 4 months has journeyed across the far side of the sun. It is now heading back between Earth and the sun. The 3-week Mercury retrograde kicks off late Wednesday, early Thursday, depending on your time zone. Okay, so late Wednesday, It kicks off. Mercury, of course, doesn't really move backward. Its apparent backward motion is due to the relative motion between it and the Earth. Each Mercury retrograde has a different mood. This one will take place in the nurturing side of Cancer. Material and emotional security is an ideal success where your life is heading with a positive frame of mind. This goes back to what someone was asking. During Mercury retrograde, can you do things? Yes. Okay. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You're a god. All right. You do heed to planetary energies, but you surf them, right? You ride them, right? So you're just going to be much more diligent with what you're thinking. You're going to be much more diligent with your plans. You're going to be much more thorough. You're not going to make any quick decisions. You're not going to sign any contracts quickly. You're not going to buy anything quickly. You're going to reevaluate and reassess everything, including where your life is heading. And with a positive frame of mind, it will reward you with opportunities, okay? And again, Venus is still in the midst of its approximately 40-day retrograde cycle. So we're still dealing with Venus retrograde, okay? So there may be some love issues, right? Are you triggered by men? Are you triggered by women? You know, do you still have these dualistic antagonist relationships? I hate black men. I hate black women. I hate women. I hate men. Men do this. Women do that, okay? Those things need to be healed during this Venus retrograde cycle. We need each other. Okay, we need each other, right? You need an active and a receptive. You need a left and you need a right. Your head is a dualistic principle, right? It has two hemispheres, a left and a right. You have two eyes, okay? And people will say one mouth, but no, you have two lips, okay? So seeing, hearing, touch, and you have 2 feet to do what? Touch. Exist in a Gemini principle. You exist. That's why this thing set off in Gemini, you know, with the invocation of George Floyd saying, my, okay? The sign of the twins, balance, okay? So you may be seeing, again, love relationships and your relationship to the world at large is gaining clarity. Venus is taking its position as evening star and is taking its place as morning star. If you're up very early Friday morning, make sure you look east as the morning darkness gives way to dawn, blah, 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 blah. All right. Saturday, June 20th is the midsummer day or summer solstice for the northern hemisphere. I have it on the 21st, okay? But maybe I may be wrong. Maybe the solstice does start on the 20th. I have to relook at that, okay? But my app says the 21st. And it says and Trump is doing his shit, his rally on the 20th. He was going to do it on the 19th, the Friday of Juneteenth, of the anniversary. So people's like, oh, Trump moved it, you know, so he could respect Juneteenth. No, he didn't. He used it so he could do some more magic. Gonna be an interesting time. Again, this week is gonna be very interesting. Guard your grill, guard your thoughts, guard your pockets, and most certainly guard your mind. Okay. So it's the longest day of the year where Earth North Pole is the 21st. Thank you. Okay. I figured I was right. But it's the longest day of the year when Earth's North Pole is tilted towards the sun. Make a list of all your hopes and dreams. Give them to the sun and watch them start to manifest. Okay, let's read this again. January, June 20th, build the Midsummer's Day or summer solstice for the Northern Hemisphere. It is the longest day of the year when Earth's North Pole tilted towards the sun. Make a list of all your hopes and dreams, give them to the sun, and watch them start to manifest. There's also a movie, interesting movie. It's bugged out called Midsummer, and it on unsuspecting people at which country they're going to. But Midsummer kind of deals with these principles of healing, and each character in Midsummer needs healing. Now they go through violent. There's violent episodes that actually. Let me pull that up for y'all so you can see what I'm talking about. It's a bugged out movie. Bugged out, but if you deep dive into it, you'll see the spiritual significance. So this is Midsummer. It looks like it's on Prime Video if you have Amazon Prime. Okay, so you could watch that on your own. But this is dealing with the ritual, of course. And if you're here, 28 people, please, there should be 28 likes. So even if you don't donate on the Cash App, right, which I do appreciate, if you can, hit that like button for me so that more people can get this message. All right, I'm gonna try to wrap this up because I'm going. These be like 2-hour panic lectures I've been doing lately. But giving y'all a lot of information. It's just what comes to me. It's just how I'm bringing it down. Okay. So midsummer. Okay. Did I lose the article? Yes, I did. Why is it not just stopping where I am? Anyway, we're gonna go back. See if we could pull the same article. I don't think we did. Women's health. That's not what I was looking for. These ain't the articles, but let's see. Fuck it. We just gonna go through different articles, okay? So these are, and this is a good one too. So these are all the planets that are in retrograde. So Venus, love, okay. Jupiter, luck, abundance, okay. Saturn, order, law and order, right. Neptune, imagination, okay, and Pluto are all spinning backward. Pluto is going to kick in the month, but Pluto are all spinning backward this month, okay. So again, all this alleged make us rethink and revise our plans for the future and act like as catalysts for change. Whatever you're doing now, whatever you're stuck, whatever your job, your your vocation, right? Don't be too attached to anything in this 3D world. Um, Stack your money, start your business, pursue what you are here to. Thing you could do during this time is to pursue whatever your dreams are, pursue whatever you feel called to do. Retrogrades are all about going back, going and revising and rethinking, recalculating. And these are two articles I showed you, but they're both saying the same thing. Okay, so revise our plans for act as catalysts for change. Where planetary walks will give us all. Okay, so let's just look at communicative retrograde. Yes, clean your credit. That is important. Clean your credit because credit is going to be needed. Oh, thank you for the cash app of it donated. I appreciate it. Mercury's backstroke in Cancer will bring a lot of repressed emotions to the surface. You'll finally release what has been buried. All right. So this is what's going to start tomorrow. Okay. So whatever you're triggered by, you want to write them down. Any trigger, if you're scared of dogs, if you're scared of mice, if you are fearful of the cops because of this situation, if you are fearful of something happening to your children, if you are, and these are all natural things to be fearful from, right? If you're scared of coronavirus, the second wave, if you are just stressed, right, about what's happening and what's coming into the future, you want to write these things down, right? And you could cope. How? Because you need coping. This thing is crazy. So you're going to need nature to be your ally. Go outside and take the mask off for a little while and soak up some nature, breathe in some fresh air, non-filtered air from your mask. If you're ridiculous, because emitting ultraviolet rays from this corona, ultraviolet rays are what they're using on the train here in New York to kill the corona. So if it's 85 and you're outside, you're still wearing a mask, you are a fool. Okay. Now, if you have health conditions, still, I'm just telling you straight up because the sun, nature will carry you. Okay. Nature will carry you. Go back to the 1918 pandemic, and you'll see that they had outdoor hospitals, and they had people laying out in the sun and laying out in nature because nature is a healing tool. And the same thing they were trying to do in our Central Park, right, with the Central Park hospitals, because nature is a healing tool. They was replicating what was helping people in 1980. So to me, what we're going to do is build our immune systems, build our health, our physical health, and our mental health, so that we could get to the point like the gods we are. All right. Now, okay, so Mercury's backstroke in Cancer will bring a lot of repressed emotions to the surface. You finally release what's been buried. Okay, love. Who do you love? This retrograde will allow you to focus on how you feel about those who have a place in your heart. Okay, so again, you're gonna a lot of emotion during this upcoming week. Exes may come. Sometimes the ex that comes is not the ex you're supposed to get back with. Sometimes the ex that comes is the ex that you're supposed to get closure with. Is the ex that you're supposed to see for who they really are. You may still have this. I will tell you something that happened to me last year, Mercury retrograde. One of my exes came back into my life. And I was like, damn, this was an ex that we didn't really part on any bad days, but we kind of parted on some, you're not seeing eye to eye, you know. But I felt like I didn't do enough in that relationship. So when the ex came back during the Mercury retrograde, I was like, all right, let's see if we can make it work, right? Let's see if we could get it started. And one thing led to another, and two things led to a third, and I realized me and this person is just not evenly yoked. I'm deep diving and I'm decoding and I'm talking about spiritual things and I'm giving warnings, and they're telling me, this person is weird, or the way I'm looking at this is weird. So we still got along and we're still cool to this day, but we just things the same. And it's also one of the challenges that I'm having with dating people. And not to say my magnet is not on point, but the thing is, like, when you meet people or people attracted to you, if I'm talking about certain things, people look at you like you're crazy. They look at you like you're weird. And then when people see me, my stature, I'm 6. I don't wear suits. I don't wear kufis. I'm not really in a lot of religious garb. People expect me to be a hood dude. So it's like, how do you find someone that is going to look at who am I going to find that's looking at it out there? Because there's women that I converse with, unfortunately, or out of state, but there's women that I converse here and there. So I'm not saying to lose the faith or not have faith, but again, you have to focus on how you feel about those who have a place in your heart. And sometimes that person comes back again just for you to have closure and just for you to realize that this is really not the person that you need to be with. But it could also be the person that you're supposed to be with, and they came back to show you that you deserve them and they deserve you. So again, it's something that you want to look at. All right. And also, both professional and financial speaking, whenever there is these retrogrades, same time, everything. If you go back and look at it, July 5th and the 21st. And I told you in September, the Carrington event, close to September, look out for the whole grid to be fried. I keep saying that. All right. So get you some way to charge things solar. All right. Because again, it's going to happen. Not when, not if, but when. All right. So, and then they go into the signs. I don't really want to go into that, but I just want to really touch on Mercury. What else? There's something else I want to tap into. Oh, so Mercury, according to Raul, when you hold the book Metal Netter by Raul Nefer Men, it has a certain energy to it. So I have a hard copy. This is a PDF you get off the internet, but I highly recommend you getting the hard copy as well, just to have. Oh, it's buffering? Shit. Okay. I don't know what to do about that right now because I'm not even doing anything. But I'll get off of here soon. Maybe they're trying to tell me something. So Sebek is let's see Sebek, right? Let's give that back. In a lot of things, it's called a crocodile. Sebek also includes sheep. He belong. All right. So we ain't going into that because they're telling some bullshit. I want to show you the images. Let's see if they pull them up. All right. So crocodile. And the reason Sebek is depicted as a crocodile in this picture is primarily because of the mouth. Now, a crocodile, the way it eats, it doesn't use its hands at all. It uses hands or its feet. Those are just for swimming and for walking gradually across across the. Basically, a crocodile uses his mouth, and what Sebek deals with, that deity and the comedial speech, left brain, analytics, logic, math, separation, the energy that Sebek is under. So he primarily deals with speech, words. You ever thought of something? For instance, earlier, C. Freemanella, I want to mention him. I could see C. Freemanella in my head. I could see her in my head, but the words weren't able to come out. So words are a poor substitute for your imagination or for your higher consciousness, right? Words are the way where they call us minorities, where we saying white privilege, where we're saying white supremacy, which are really spells, where we're saying I can't breathe, which is really spells. All these things are affirmation over and over and over again. Frequency is what you do frequently. So when you keep saying I can't, be careful. All right. But another significant part of Sebek, this is from our Sarah set, is a dog. Okay. Anubis is what you would call Anubis. So sometimes two things are different deities for different things. Or also, Isis or Set to be a cow, which is why the cow is still sacred in India. So these deities could be two different things. Sebek deals with verbal command, speech, communication, deals with communication. Mercury deals with this deity. Mercury deals with the effects of the deity. So let's kind of go into it a little bit. I just wanted to show you the significators. Those who follow the Kabbalah, right? There's people who follow the Kabbalah. It will be Had on the tree. So it's going to be on the left side of the Kabbalist shaped chair. All right. When they didn't know what was going on in Kemet, they just called them Apwat. Okay. And your tricks, if you are into Yoruba, to show you, but they're kind of like lessons for you to listen. Colors, red and black, emerald. Okay. And time of year, real full moon in Gemini, which is what we're going into. We're going Lily of the Valley, all those. But I just wanted to show you. So, spiritual function, how pragmatic and necessary for the manipulation of physical phenomena, names, and descriptions. The fundamental elements of our education does not constitute knowledge of reality. So, the fundamental element of our education does not constitute knowledge. Name that's not a tree before you was different than what was called the sea. All right. So it's saying that the massive definitions, names, and descriptions, the fundamental elements of our education, definitions, names, and descriptions constitute knowledge of reality. So you'll see these great wordsmiths, the Mark Lamont Hills, the people that are supposed to be intellects that use great verbiage and have great knowledge and have great memories that are full of shit and that don't know what they're talking about. The Ben Carsons, who proceeding with aware fortune, proceeding without awareness of this limitation, misfortune. When we speak glibly of the person coming into being in the third month of gestation, of life arising out of the chance coming together of non-living particles, in the same breath that we give better odds to a random assortment of 800,000 words and definition on index cards being tossed in the air and falling in alphabetical order. Okay? So basically, he's saying that, and he says, and with pride, we call ourselves scientists. So he's saying that, we speak of like life as, just a chance, right? Of just like something that just happened. But when it comes to words and stuff like that, and definitions, we think that we know things because we have a definition. In other words, he hate the way they look, but men love it. And it's strictly because they have what the media has told them and what reality shows has told them is attractive, right? That's what they're doing. So you want to change your communication, change the way you look at things. Use this retrograde to change your perception, change this, right? Are you always negative? Do you always about somebody? Are you always gossip? Okay. Replay this. I've actually been on here for a while. But thank you guys for coming. Again, I still have the class going for the uncut gems. More people have contributed to $10, so I'm going to definitely be doing it Saturday. Look out for those links to come out. Those of you who have contributed class, we're going to do it on Zoom, so this won't be a problem. I'm definitely going to have to start the Patreon now that this buffering thing is happening to see what's up, and we're going to go from there. Peace, power, and prosperity to y'all. If you need a reading, if you need any spell work, anything like that, hit me up. You know where I'm at. You know who I be. My contact information is there. Definitely donate, hit the like button, okay? This all helps me get this information to others. Peace, power, and prosperity to all y'all. Clear your head, right? Being a beacon of light is shining your light first, and then if somebody fucks around, you turn that light into lightning and light their ass up. Balance, okay? Balance. That's what I'm on, and that's what I want all y'all that follow me to be on. Balance. Utilizing the tools necessary when the tools necessarily need to be used, okay? But finding balance is tough. And in this world is designed to drag you into a vibration. So you always have to be careful because that is the word, drag you to a lower possible. So while you're in balance and while you're riding that low vibration, you want it to be a 70, even an 80-20 split, where 80% of your time is meant reprogramming, inspiration, diet, fitness, light shining. You know, you the person that goes to the store, you're the person that goes to the person at the register and says, how you doing? How's your day? Or even if they got an attitude, even if they nasty, you shine your light. Now, if they don't receive your light, then fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Turn that light into lightning or turn their light off. Just like you turn the light switch off, you know, when you're going to sleep, put them to sleep, right? Energy of love, the more energy of care that you put out into it will come back to you. You will get that same thing back for yourself when you need it, just like you gave it to someone else in need. I told y'all I went to the Rite Aid the other day. I brought I got this little mini Bluetooth speaker I had in my pocket, my shorts pocket, and I'm just playing Tupac, Keep Your Head Up, you know. And as I'm walking through the aisles, I could see people nodding, people saying their head, people like good music, and you know. And then I go to the register. I'm telling the girl at the register, "Yo, why y'all don't got no music playing?" She tells the manager, he's that. Now I'm not saying this is something everybody has to do, but so shine your light. But again, if they don't respect your light, give motherfuckers lightning. Okay? Peace again, power and prosperity. I love y'all. Thank you for the donations. Keep them coming. Hit that like button, smash that like button, like, share, subscribe. Rob Storm, I'm out. I love y'all. Peace.